Good evening. I'm Enarida Lord and welcome to Churikua. This beautiful city has so many stories since the same Alfonso VIII conquered it in many times that seem distant. But just now, the acclaimed 20th century and I have already entered an age. I have to tell you firsthand what happened when I was young and marriageable. At that time, I was not just young, beautiful, and also looking for suitors. However, a great and dear friend, Cayetana, and I did our best to attend the balls to which we were invited. At one of them, a gorgeous young man named Diego approached us. His voice, charm, and gallantry were on the most exquisite. Immediately, he enveloped us with his most colorful and striking talks. That night, Diego's gaze fell on Cayetana, with whom he did not stop dancing throughout the evening. I was then happy and somewhat bitter for not having been able to find a young man as handsome as him. I danced with other young men not as gorgeous or with talks as interesting as his. I had to look for more alternatives to entertain myself, since I didn't want to ruin the magic that was hovering between Cayetana and Diego. Once it was time to go, they accompanied us to the entrance. The whole way home, we spent the whole time talking about the magical night between both of them. The happiness on Cayetana's face was everywhere. The days went by, and it didn't take long to receive a letter from him. From then on, outings for walks, to eat at the tavern, and so on. I enjoyed the happiness of both of them and how much Diego and Cayetana's love was growing. All that happiness turned into misfortune with just a couple of months. Cayetana meeting him, and a few days later, Cayetana meeting him, and a few days later, he disappeared. As we realized weeks later, he was already courting another young woman. Cayetana went on a terrible melancholy, which she could not overcome. I was her pillar, but even that was not enough. Unable to recover from such a blow, she simply decided to take her own life. I was determined to give Diego a piece of my mind if I ran into him again. But then I saw that he did the same thing with another young woman he was courting weeks later. I don't know how far they went, but she was still devastated. I wished for justice for Cayetana, and when I went to mass, I prayed for her and for that rascal to get what he deserved. One day, at the dance I attended, I met him from a distance. I saw new faces. I think young ladies who came from another places or who had just arrived in Cuenca. One of them stood out for the great beauty. If I remember correctly, I hear her name was Diana. As with Cayetana, the whole evening was with Diego. He seemed enraptured by her great beauty, and I could tell she had a great conversation with him. I decided to find a way to approach her and warn her about him, just as I went to get a drink. My name doesn't matter. I just have to warn you about your dance partner. Be careful with him. He seduces themselves and throws them away once he gets tired of them. I thank you for your comment, but why should I trust your words? My dear friend fell under his spell. When he got fed up with her, he left her. I see. I thank you for your warning. I will be careful. Don't fear about me. Thank you. Her face became thoughtful as I said this to her. I walked away as far as I could, and I continued enjoying the dance and praying to God that this woman would heed my warnings, as it was obvious to the naked eye that she was still enjoying the dance. A couple of weeks later, as I found out, Diego was at home in a terrible state, as I realized about it by a man who worked with him as servant. In the days following the ball, Diego invited Diana to dinner at a tavern, and as he left, ready to go further with her, something he found in her that made him flee. He ran away in terror because an entity that ran with great skill, well, hoops could be heard running, going into the church grounds and hiding behind the cross in the churchyard, where the devil laid his hand and burned himself. He skillfully cut it off, and the priest came to his aid. Diana was the devil who came to claim Diego, but finally he fled and said that he would be waiting for him in a short time when he died, and withdrew in great anger. It is said that Diego's condition was deplorable. Soon after I heard nothing more about him. Some say that he fled from Cuenca, others that he became a monk, and still others that he took his own life. I remember asking the priest about what happened, and he gave me testimony that what happened that night was true. However, he only agreed to admit it because of the resentment I had towards Diego for the pain he caused to Cayetana. Somehow, I feel at peace, even thought it was the devil's work. It is so fascinating to think that even the devil himself had to come to stop that fop who sought to seduce women for his personal delight. Even if it was the devil himself, I am glad it happened. As I passed by the church, I immediately saw the devil's hand on the cross, as if it had been carved as part of the cross, yet I know it is not so. I am thankful to him taking life to suffer what he did. Now, here I am, as an old lady, remembering old times and still thanking God and even the devil for making Diego pay for his actions. And tell me, do you think his punishment was fair for the atrocities he did?